did y'all know that when an empath isolation and a narcissist isolation looks the same, but they both go into isolation for two different reasons. So the empath goes into isolation to recharge their energy from being distorted. And a lot of the times the empath chooses to try to understand what happened in isolation. So isolation is safety for the empath because they're recharging their energy, they're not getting drained, they're trying to understand what happened and why it happened and what can they do to prevent that from happening again. Meanwhile, the narcissist is going into isolation because he or she has an ego death, meaning they probably lost supply. People are starting to see them for who they are, which means their mask is falling. And so they normally stay in isolation until they get new supply. So they both go into isolation to recharge, but one goes in to gain clarity and understanding and to heal, while the other one goes to figure out new ways to manipulate and get new supplies and to get control, I guess, to find new ways to validate themselves. But they both seem very similar. That's how a lot of people, a lot of flying monkeys, I'm going to say, don't realize who's the aggressor or who's the abuser and who's the victim, because they both look the same. But this is how you can tell who's the victim and who's the narcissist. The narcissist is the one who has a group of people always with them. They are always seeking validation from other people, always creating chaos. And you don't realize they're creating chaos, but you won't realize it until over time if you're not an empath. But the narcissist is always with a group of people, always need people with them, always need supplies, always need to be in control. And the empath, the victim of that narcissist, they're going to be by themselves. They're not going to need validation. Even if it's everybody against that one person, they're going to always stand by themselves. They might not be loud and aggressive. They might just be to themselves. Excuse me. But an empath is always to themselves. They might have one or two people maybe, but you'll never just see them with a whole bunch of people at one time. And they don't mind going against a group of people. They stand on morals. They stand on standards. They don't go with the vast majority. They are actually deep thinkers. We think deeply. We are understanding, but if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And we choose to be held accountable. We hold ourselves accountable. We can tell you what we did and why we did it. We hold ourselves accountable. And if you tell us we did something wrong, we'll hold up for it. But a narcissist, you tell that narcissist what he did wrong, but you tell the narcissist what they did wrong and hold them accountable, they're going to flip out. They're going to give you that narcissistic stare. They're going to create a problem with you. They're going to triangulate you. And they don't care for trying to understand the situation. They know. And the narcissist is the person that's always very charming with everybody at first. But the empath is 9 times out of 10 the person that is not likable, because they see it for what it is, and they don't care if you don't like their honesty, because a lot of people don't like honesty. They say they do, but they don't. They don't like honesty. So that's how you can tell the difference. But both people, the narcissist and the empath, they both go into isolation for two different reasons, even though they both look the same.